in the United States, under this umbrella of embryonic stem cell transplantation, enormous of sums of money are being poured into research. See, now, logically, if you have stuff from Germany and from Soviet Union going back 80 years, all the scientific basis of this therapeutic method have been established, And Germans even did a wonderful work. They pulled out 1,000 of these different articles, of which they shrunk it even to 500. And the list is made in a special publication. They say, read all of this. When you read all of that, you know everything about cell and therapy. Why to, start from the scratch again? Now, but in the United States, millions are spent on research of this kind. This is all coming from the United States. And in the United States, this has become also a Wall Street game. In the year 2004, when I more or less, my daughter, and husband decided to go back to the United States. She's the only real U.S. citizen because she was born here. I suddenly was told by people, listen, there are about 6 companies that are traded in NASDAQ, that are actually claiming that they are working in the field of stem cell transplantation. So I looked into, they sent me the stuff, I looked at it. Each capitalized $100, $200, $300 million. And the only interesting point was none of those companies could make one single claim of the kind, we treated one patient with stem cell transplantation. So we actually have some use for the money. None of these companies treated a single patient as of year 2006. I didn't look any further, you see. So why, I would always say, if I would have had $10 million in Russia, Soviet Union, when I was there, we would have turned the world upside down for that money. When you already know what you are supposed to do and in which direction to go and so on and so forth. This is a very odd situation which has existed about this stem cell transplantation business, particularly in the United States. Okay, and I'm not going to go into the details of the difference between the adult and fetal stem cell transplantation. Anyway, but. Adult autologous stem cell transplantation is absolutely not a source of any universal stem cells. And you will find this statement in many of these articles. In 2009, I was invited to a private dinner in Orange County, California, where the hosts invited a very famous man. This gentleman was a PhD pharmacologist from India who worked in Europe, and he actually developed a method how to put into the pills, how to slow down the metabolism of the pill for so-called prolonged release of the drug. Now, he sold this patent for billions to pharma industry. So from one day to the next, this relatively young man, very talented, became very wealthy. Okay, and very intelligent. And so then I learned that this man was convinced that he should invest money into a adult autologous stem cell transplant clinic in Germany, of all the places. Okay. And as we were talking, one-on-one, he told me that he himself had the treatment. And I asked him, would you be so kind, because I hear so many different things. Have you had, what was the effect of the treatment in your case? And what happened after the first treatment? He said, I did not notice anything. All right, but I had a second treatment. And what did you notice after second treatment? Nothing. And then, then he said, but I have also third treatment. Oh, and he said that I noticed a little bit. And so I asked him, look, but why did you continue to have treatments? This doesn't make any sense. Oh, because the medical director of the clinic that he owns told him that he has to have treatment 5 times in order to notice something. At that point, more or less, I kind of disappeared because I did not want to, cause any social argument. You see, this is the reality. This actually happened. I heard it with my own ears. Okay, and this man is brilliant, scientist and PhD, PhD pharmacology. I mean, very close to medicine, very clearly, and he himself was duped. Okay? So what do you expect from poor souls that don't have this kind of background? So when we speak about the incurable or untreatable diseases, to tell the patient that listen, this is going to do the job, that definitely is a major fraud. That truly would require, I would say, even a criminal investigation, in my personal opinion. Okay. Now the last item, the biggest fraud of today, is the claim that the fatty tissue in patient's body contains stem cells, and this whole hoax with the obtaining during liposuction, and then putting them into this special machine, which there are two of them in existence today, as I learned recently. One is $150,000, one is $100,000. The more expensive is coming from South Korea. I have to say that it was in 2007, 2008, one of the locations I gave my all-day-long seminars was Taipei, Taiwan. Okay, this was particularly one of them which I did at medical school of Taipei, and it was the all-day-long seminars, had to have also lunch break. So I was asked if during the lunch break, one of the people from audience, a Korean plastic surgeon, could speak briefly about what he does. And that's the first time I heard about the using of the fatty tissue obtained via liposuction, for this procedure. Now I am not an impolite man, but I actually walked out, from the room, so I did not have to listen to the rest of it. But what I could not imagine that in shall we say 5 years, this exploded. It's like a worldwide epidemic. Even in the countries where they know nothing about stem cell transplantation, everybody knows that you can make money by doing the liposuction and and reimplanting the cells. In 2.5 hours, you can actually suck all of the stem cells from the fatty tissue that you suction out, and do miracles to the patient. You see. Now, can you imagine? I mean, many people are greedy and trying to make money in every possible way. But this is really when we talk about physicians, this is on the verge of complete stupidity. You see, I don't know where these people are. What the people are thinking about. Anyway. So I said the South Korean fraud now is spread throughout the world. Okay. Side, I've been up until now kind of critical about of the way the scientific research has been going on in this country. Also rather critical about the media and their role in this, because they truly have caused much more confusion. You see, it is much more difficult nowadays to consult the patient who is interested in stem cell transplantation before, because they read a newspaper, they watch television, and their brain is filled up with these crazy ideas, and it is very difficult to explain to them what it is all about. Not so long ago, actually stopped a consultation of one particular mother about her child, because I said, listen, you know everything, I have nothing to tell you, but I am not going to waste my time anymore to try to retrain your brain. Just try to do it first yourself, and then when you are ready, come back. And but on the other side, the fact that the public has become aware, that there is such a thing as stem cell transplantation, that is also positive, because the history of cell and therapy was such that in reality this is very unique therapy, which was not started by physicians or a medical institution or medical research and so on and so forth. This was something which people that were sent home to die by esteemed professors, more than one, telling them, please, we have done everything for you that we could. Put your things in order, because we cannot help you anymore. So then these people, in desperation, were looking for some new thing. And sooner or later they found out that this one particular genius doctor in Switzerland is doing it. So he very quickly attracted attention to people. So he was basically flooded by people who actually were going to die because they had no disease. You have to realize in 1931, one of the key problems was, for example, there were no hormones for treatment made yet by pharma industry. Any endocrine disease was a deadly disease. If the patient that develops diabetes type 1, the juvenile diabetes, without insulin, it's a death sentence.